Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everyone is doing really well today. Today's video is actually going to be on this beautiful plant that I have right here. The name that I have given it is Mulan. The proper name for it is a crested blue candle cactus or a Myrtillocactus Geometrizans. You guys, please forgive me because I'm not really good with the proper names, the pronouncing of it. I am by no means a professional. As I've stated in other videos, I just happen to love and adore cacti and succulent. I love collecting them, and here lately I've been really getting into the crested and monstrous cactuses. Cacti, I'm sorry. So let's get into this one. Um, where I got this one was from the Succulent source, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do an unboxing video, because I was having a hard time finding any information on anyone who had ever purchased and did a review on their exact potteds. Go on their website. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about the Succulent source. You go on their website and they have just your standard. You can get cuttings. They have leaf for propagation. They have aloe. They have echeverias. They have all different sorts of things. And then they also have a category where they have things that are exact potted specimens, which means that the one that you see is the one that you're going to get. They try to take pictures from every angle so that you know if there's any flaws, anything, and the majority of the time they're rooted. They do have some exact cuttings that as opposed to, like, if you were to buy just a general cutting from them, it's pretty much what they have on hand, on stock at the time. Whereas with an exact one, I knew exactly what this guy was going to look like from the pictures, the shapes, the waves, the cuts. I knew it was going to be two cuts. I knew that they were going to be rooted, and I knew, this is exactly the one that I saw in the picture. So now, with all that having been said, they are currently, I don't know when you'll actually see this video, but they are currently offering a coupon code, which is Cactus 10, CACTUS 10, and that's all caps. I am in no way affiliated. This is not my coupon code. This is just something that I came across when I was purchasing this, and it saved me a couple bucks, so I figured I'd pass it on to whoever gets a chance to see this video. Now, back to this lovely guy and any care tips. In order to repot this, it came with a generous amount of soil, but I always replace the soil with any type of cactus that I get, because of the simple fact that they don't use pesticides, which is understandable because they have pets. It is a family-owned business. They have pets and they have sons, so you're just not sure, what's coming with your stuff. So it's just safe, just to repot it. So I just gave it, a nice gentle rinse, and I filled it in with some cactus soil. You want to use very well draining cactus oil. Even if you get your Miracle Grow, add a little bit extra pumice to it, or a little bit of extra potting sand, or gravel, or whatever you like to mix your soil with, just to give it a little bit more drainage, because this guy, as you can see, is very large. This is in comparison to my hand, and I apologize for the light. It is a very dreary day where I am right now. In comparison to my hand, it came in an 8-inch pot, and I have two huge cuts here. Let me switch hands so you can see it compared to this hand, and forget my horrible fingernail polish, but it's larger than my hand. This back cut is larger than my hand. So, and this pot that I have it in is if I'm not mistaken, it's a 10-inch pot, and it's like spilling over the side of this 10-inch pot. So it's pretty big, very generous cut, very beautiful cactus. And when you're dealing with cacti, there is almost no such thing as perfection. But when I say there are there's no damage, no snail damage, no anything on this thing. It's beautiful, beautiful. Let me see. As far as light requirements, you want to give it, I say give it filter sunlight. Like I said in my other videos, I'm not a fan of direct hot burning sunlight, especially when you're dealing with cacti and succulent, unless you are instructed to put it in exact heat and sunlight, if whoever you got it from told you that it could handle that. But me personally, I happen to keep mine near a window where they get really, really good sunlight, but it's never directly on them. It's never, hot, prolonged exposure to hot sunlight. So it gets what it needs, in terms of sunlight. And then I also have grow lights that can supplement that. But all of them are, keeping in mind that I don't want to burn them. As far as the watering needs, I just watered it when I repotted it because it came fairly dry. And I gave it, a nice good drink. As I said, I rinsed some of the dirt off anyway. And I also moistened the soil that I added into it. I gave it a nice, watering. Let it drain completely. I made sure that, as you can see, this is bone dry. That's a little piece of pumice that came out. It's completely bone dry. I made sure that all the water in the saucer was completely gone. You don't want it to sit and water in any sort of way. And I probably will not water this guy again, maybe a month and a half to 2 months, because it is very large, very meaty, so it's storing a good amount of water. And the one thing I don't want to do is over water it. So you want to wait till your soil is completely dry. So I'm going to wait till mine is dry and then wait a little bit longer after that. But to each his own. My rule of thumb is, like I said, wait till your soil is completely dry. And then if you feel, up to your discretion that you want to water it, go ahead. With the smaller guys, it's different because they're still growing. But with this guy, he has a lot of moisture stored. So he's fine. Let's see. These guys, as far as I know, they don't flower at all. But they are supposed to produce some sort of fruit because they're essentially the crested version of the, and I apologize if I'm saying this wrong, the Myrtillocactus geometrizans. And they grow in a column, I wouldn't say a column form, I'd say more like a candle holder type form. And they have something called bilberries, something that I've seen, and apparently people eat them. Apparently they're good. I'm not quite sure. I've never had them, but I will do my research, and if I happen to get some, if it's safe to eat, I will try some. I may even do a video with me and my girls doing a taste test on them if I ever if my guy right here ever ends up giving me any fruit. But as far as I understand, they do not give off any flowers in particular. So now the last thing that I really wanted to mention in this video is something that I just personally learned myself, is what causes a cactus to become crested. Because like I said, this is not what they originally look like. They originally look like something else. But what happens is, from what I understand, and if anyone has any information, if I'm misquoting anything, if I have any wrong information, I'd be more than happy to take any suggestions. Like you guys, I'm learning, I'm working, and I'm trying to figure these things out as I go. So any help, any advice is more than welcome. But from what I've understand is that somewhere along the growth process, a mutation occurs in the cactus which causes it to start forming clusters and waves as opposed to growing straight up like it's supposed to. And thus the Ming Ting type cactus, and I have a caterpillar cactus, and I have this guy. And I just think there's something so beautiful and so elegant about all the waves. It almost looks like coral at the bottom of the sea, or like a wave itself. and they just grow and continue to form these waves and these fans, and the way they grow is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's just something interesting that I didn't know, and apparently it's something that you can't control, something that you can't induce to happen. So that's why people like to collect these things, and they're so sought after, and if you're looking for them, they can be quite pricey because it's something that happens organically. It's not something that you can predict and say, hey, we're going to grow a bunch of crested cactus. It happens, and when you get one, what you can do is cut. If it gets large enough to where you take cuttings from it, that cutting will then grow and continue to grow with that mutation. So if it comes from a mother plant that has that mutation, then chances are it's going to continue to grow like that if you get it to root, like you would, like you would treat any other cactus cutting. So now that I've rambled on and shown off my new baby, if there's any questions that you guys have, anything that I did not cover about this guy, any information about where I got it from, I'd be more than happy to provide that information. If there's any questions that I was unable to answer, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll do the best I can to find the information out. And if you have any tips, any care tips, because I want this guy to get nice and huge and big and beautiful, I'll be more than happy to receive them. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, and again, check out the succulent source. They are excellent. I've ordered from them 3 times already, and they are awesome, awesome, awesome every single time, and this did not disappoint at all. And again, I apologize, I was supposed to do an unboxing, but like I said, some things went awry and it was completely beyond my control, and there was nothing I can do about it. And the footage that I got, not only wasn't not usable, but you could barely hear me because one of my fingers was covering up the microphone. So that was a blooper on my end. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this helps someone out. And again, there is a coupon code for them guys. Any cactuses, excluding the ones I believe is below 4 inches. Any of their cuttings, any of their exact potteds, it'll take 10% off, so that's great. And that's Cactus, CACTUS 10, all one word, all caps. Thank you guys, and have a great day, and come back to my channel for more videos and more updates.